Love is real, it is not just in novels or the movies. It is fact, and it is standing here right in front of you. So if you just open your eyes, oh what a sweet discovery, there is hope.
Oh yeah, this is a living fence. Yeah, so instead of putting bamboo or metal into the ground, building a fence that's one day gonna fall over, why not taking the branches, right, of an existing tree, called in this case the gamal tree, Kayu gamal, and put them into the ground and let them sprout and turn into a living fence. And the beauty of this is you can chop the leaves off and drop them, let's say underneath the banana, in which they will compost and feed the banana all these amazing nutrients. So the fence and the banana and many other elements here are working together in perfect harmony. So there's one little example of something that will become better over time. This fence is alive. I love this fence. Goodbye. Look at that. That is a magnificent flower. That is probably one of the most beautiful things you'll see. I mean, I can just look at this forever. Who needs a beautiful wife if you can... Oh, I'm pushing it. This flower, however, grows from the mud. And I love the example, the analogy that they use about the lotus flower growing from the mud. When people go into meditation, go into their mud and come out like a beautiful lotus flower. But besides that, there's food to be had as well. When that stops flowering, the seed pod will appear. And slowly that seed pod will start growing new seeds. And of course, we can take those seeds and eat them like cashew nuts. But there'll be other animals coming before me and eat those seeds. And eventually, the seeds will kind of just drop back into the mud and create new flowers. The circle of life, it's all happening. Let's move. Look at that little beauty. Don't you just want to kiss that? Soursop. In Indonesian it's called sirsak. And in Dutch it's called zuurzak, which basically means sour bastard, which is completely wrong. It's sweet, it's delicious. It's an absolute blessing to eat one of these in the morning. Beautiful white flesh, tastes like coconut and pineapple all at the same time. But it's not just the fruit that we're after. This little tree here, only a few years old, is producing all these amazing leaves. And they smell quite nice, and you can use that leaf in a medicinal drink. Boil them. And I like to add ginger, some lime leaves, a bit of lime juice. It's delicious tea, which now apparently is proven to support the body in many ways, and even possibly can help in the treatment of cancer. I think it's very important to stay balanced when it comes to these health claims. Do your research. There's one cafe I know of, they promote this to be 10,000 times stronger than chemotherapy. It's completely wrong information. Chemotherapy is one end of the spectrum. It's a full-blown therapy and it's useful in certain cases. This is herbal medicine. Two different things. But I love this. I'm just loving it. Smelling it, eating it. Ginger torch. It's not a microphone. Could be though. Look at that. Look how it just sprouts up. It's amazing. And this smell, right? That's the very essence of Balinese cooking to me. Not Javanese, no, to me this is Balinese food. It's almost indescribable. You could make ice cream with this. It could have a very nice sweetness to it as well, but man, there's no end to the uses of this. Finely chopped in sambals and dishes, just infusing a bit of coconut milk with it. The smell is amazing, and look at all these flowers popping up. I really love this ginger torch. And it's so easy to grow. I mean, look what it's growing from, like clay, mud. Oh wow, very beautiful. Alright, let's try to catch her before she runs. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my god. What else have you got? Look at these beautiful baby eggplants. That's how big they get. Absolutely delicious. They require lots of oil, lots of garlic. Wing beans, super nitrogen fixer, actually makes your soil healthier. And sorry, this is one of our kitchen angels, and she's doing the most important job in the world, finding our ingredients. Dill, wild spinach, off you go. We're not going to disturb you any longer. Goodbye. Passion fruit. That's passion. That's fruit. That is bloody delicious. I cannot wait for these to be ripe. Give us 2 more weeks and they'll be falling off the vines. And buckets full every day will be breakfast, lunch and dinner. But you know, when they're still sour, unripe like this, we can just open one of these up and use them for acidity. Alright, look at that. Look what's inside. And we can just use this acidity instead of lemon juice or vinegar in a dressing. I mean, super sour still, but super fragrant, super delicious. Bit of that, some ginger, some coconut oil and some soy sauce. That is an amazing dressing in itself. It's some bean sprouts and some wild spinach. That's a recipe for you. Goodbye. Kechicha.
Kechichang. Yeah.
Bongkot.
Bongkot.
So those are the Balinese names of this amazing, in English it's called ginger torch. And look at this, it's a whole forest of these amazing flowers. Can we pick one? Let's pick one. Let's real quick open this stuff up because that, to me, that's Balinese cooking, yeah? That's the essence of Bali. It's just so delicious. This one is almost a little bit too far, too ripe, but just chop it up finely into in sambal.
Yeah, in sambal.
Or infuse some dish with it. Open up this flour. Use this flour in cooking. It is so fragrant. It is so delicious, and it makes me really excited because it's so different from any of the other gingers and turmerics. It's a whole flavor profile in itself, and it's underused. We should all use this. So delicious.
Yeah.
What else do you use it for in Bali? Sambal.
Sambal.
Just for sambal.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's more uses. I know of someone who made ice cream with this. Amazing. Alright, off we go. Thank you.
Love is real, it is not just in novels or the movies. It is fact, and it is standing here right in front of you. So if you just open your eyes.
And I think they're heroes. I mean, these boys don't just own, these men, not boys, they are real men. And it's not only that they know how to garden, they can also build brick walls. And right now they're building a little brick wall around this amazing ginger torch forest, right? Why are you building this wall?
Untuk menahan tanah.
To stop erosion from happening?
Yeah.
Alright, we go. A good 4 months of absolutely no rain. And our trees in this kind of food forest setup, coconuts, cacao, big durian trees in the overstory, it's all been dropping their leaves, and all the growth that was happening here, you couldn't even look 2 meters into this dense jungle before, has completely opened up and died off. And that's just the rain season in the tropics. It's kind of like the winter, the way I look at it, where everything's getting a rest. And soon this will be composting away when the rain comes back and it gets wet, feeding the soil once again. So, pretty interesting how it all works. This soil is full of roots, like taro root and ginger and turmeric, and the moment the rain comes, they'll be confident enough to shoot into the sky. This house is alive, yeah? So look at these little beams here. We purposely chose this kind of wood, kayu gamal, and what happens is when you put it in the ground, it sprouts. So this little shabby shack that it is actually getting stronger over time. So the beauty about this wood is that it sprouts. If this was a bamboo pole that we stuck in the ground, it would be falling over by now. It's getting stronger, and we just kind of trim off these bits and throw it into the garden. So what we have here, we're still at the end of the dry season now, so we're preparing a whole bunch of little babies. For example, this is a rosella bush. And once this one is big enough and the rain comes, we can just plant these out into the wild. They thrive in the natural clay, poor soil that we have. So that's kind of what we're working on now. It's always really good to check in. What's the season? And what can we do? How can we take advantage of the challenges like the drought that we're happening now? So we can get ready. Right? So there's many ways that you can improve your soil for what you want to use it for. And we use a lot of different techniques. This is one. This soil, pretty horrible. Not horrible, it's just dense and very clay-like. It's very hard to grow many things in there. So what we did first is we put a sweet potato in. Yeah, that was a sweet potato. And it grew a whole bunch of roots and it really broke open that soil. We harvested the sweet potato and straight away we put a mung bean on it. And these mung beans are just starting to grow their little pods. The mung bean, as a leguminous plant, it's actually adding nitrogen to the soil, making the soil a bit richer. And then we put little pineapples, just little tops in between. So over time the pineapples can take over. Yeah, that's going to take another 2 years for them to be productive. And in the meantime we can just grow some other crops. So that's a good little example of rotation cropping. So sometimes you get soil that is so rock hard, it's so overused, overworked. It's really tough to grow anything else in it. But sometimes you do want to grow other things. So we took advantage of this natural ability of the soil to act like concrete. And we basically used it as a garden bed. And then we simply filled that bed that we created with layers and layers and layers of the finest kitchen scraps. So we stole some jungle topsoil. We raked up whole lots of leaves from our surroundings. So we collected all this organic material from our surroundings, layered it inside this bed. Big ditches on the side so when the rain comes it can still escape. And look at the beauty of these eggplants that are growing in here. And that is just the second crop we're growing in here. We had a crop of tomatoes before it and it's prolific. It's full of flowers, there's lots of beautiful bees happening here. And I think it really works well in between the rice fields that we have here. Rice fields are beautiful too and we have a really nice biodiversity happening. Lots of butterflies, lots of bees. Happy days. Hey look, I'll be honest with you, as a chef, I just get so excited being around food. It's pathetic. No, it's great, it's not pathetic at all. And it's just beautiful to see nature competing for light. You see this eggplant here has just kind of just moved away from this pumpkin, and the moment it got sunlight it started producing fruits. And at the same time this pumpkin is trying to overtake it, but I come in and I say, no, 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 you pumpkin, you're not doing this to my eggplant. And I take some of those shoots and I drop them underneath the eggplant where the leaves of the pumpkin will feed the eggplant. It's just so wonderful. I get all poetic about it to see these two little babies working together as part of my big herb garden. It's a 12-meter herb garden with lots of varieties of plants working together, competing with each other as well as working together. It is a wonderful thing to observe.
Just in novels or the movies, it is fact, and it is standing here right in front of you. So if you just open your eyes, oh what a sweet discovery. There is hope, and there is joy, and there is acceptance. So now let all the light that collects on your plants keep you warm, make you smile, and I will be there with this